Please be seated. Here you go. Hello, everyone. It gives me great pleasure to welcome all of our guests here tonight. 13 years and one quarantine later, here we are. And as we begin to enter this new chapter of our lives, I wanted to reflect upon our illustrious journey and to thank those today who have been a part of it. To all the parents, guardians, friends, family, and everyone else here today we may have taken for granted, we thank you and appreciate you. Every single one of you here today have made an impact upon the graduates that sit here today. We are grateful for your guidance and mentorship when we are stressing about the enormous amount of workload to the extent where we could be called cruel and unusual punishment. But above all, we are extremely thankful for your friendship when we were having our bad days and felt like quitting. You got us through, and our journeys within life would be completely different without you there. Thus, I want each and every one of you to say thank you. I love you, and great job to someone each day. I want you to love your life and what you've been given. It is not accidental. Those people who have been there for you and are there for a reason. Recognize those special people that you have been blessed with, and above all else, be thankful. Thank you, and I hope you have a great rest of your night as we celebrate this exceptional class.
Thank you, Dominic. I would now like to introduce Ms. Kelly Harold, the University of Akron Director of Educational Outreach and our University Liaison.
Thank you, Tom. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Akron Early College High School Class of 2022 graduation. I'm Kelly Harold, as Tom said, and I'm the Director of Educational Outreach, but I've had the honor of serving as the liaison to the Akron Early College since its inception in 2007. I've seen many kids sit before us in these same seats over the years, and how exciting this is. I would like to thank everyone tonight for joining us as we celebrate an amazing group of people, and on behalf of the University of Akron's President, Provost, I would like to welcome you. These students before you have thrived in the face of a changing world, and they've survived a pandemic. They show grace, tolerance, love, grit, and resilience every day. And I'd like for you to join me tonight in congratulating them as they move forward onto the next journey of their life. And please know, these young queens and kings before you will change the world. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to now call Willie Vu to the stage to introduce our commencement speaker.
Devin Clark is a proud graduate of the Akron Early College High School class of 2016. 2 years after graduating from ACHS, Devin graduated from the University of Akron with his business degree. Like many graduates, he was lost shortly after graduation, not knowing what he truly wanted out of his life. He landed a high-paying job in the transportation industry that brought nothing but stress and unhappiness to his life. After realizing that life was more than materialistic possessions, Devin was forced to start over and reevaluate his life. After several years of hard work, Devin is living the life of his dreams. He is a YouTuber with over 15,000 subscribers who tune in weekly to his inspirational videos. He is a successful real estate investor owning 7 properties in Akron, Ohio. Devin's life goal is to inspire individuals to dream and to do whatever it takes to make their dream life a reality. Please welcome Devin Clark.
Good evening. I first off want to start off by saying congratulations to the class of 2022 Akron Early College High School graduates. So cool, because I'm looking out in the crowd and I see all of your family members out there. I see your friends from other schools. I see your teachers here celebrating you. But nobody knows what it's like to be 14 years old, walking around an enormous college campus, being stared at every single day by college students, by professors, by other adults, wondering who let the kids loose on campus. But not only have you guys went through all of that, but you guys have taken some of the most difficult coursework there is, and not only done that, but made it here to graduation today. So I just want to say congratulations to you guys, because you guys have done something legendary. Now, guys, as he just mentioned, today is also very special for me because today actually marks 6 years since I was a graduate of the class of 2016 Akron Early College. And guys, today I'm here to share a little story about what life has been like since I graduated 6 years ago, and in hopes of actually inspiring some of you guys. So 6 years ago, I remember one thing, and I'm gonna be very blunt today, guys, so heads up. 6 years ago, I remember wanting one thing, and that one thing was I was dead tired, guys, of being broke. Now, to some of you guys, that may be funny, but to be honest, guys, that's where I was at. It was a lot that I wanted at 18 years old. Now, while most of my classmates were probably thinking about the crazy school that they were about to go to and all the parties that they wanted to attend, there was a lot that I wanted, guys, but I couldn't afford. The first thing I really wanted was I wanted a newer car. Now, at the time, I did have a car, and it was a 1997 Toyota Corolla. It got me from point A to point B, but it wasn't fly, guys. It wasn't fancy. They did used to talk about me, but, you know, it did the job. But was I wrong for wanting to pull up in something fly, guys? I had just worked so hard. I had took some of the most difficult coursework there is. I was ready for a newer car. The second thing I really wanted, and this is something that you all must know about me, is I have an addiction, and it's called motorcycle riding. And there was this new Harley that just came out the year that I had graduated in 2016, and y'all, I wanted it. I wanted it bad. The only problem with the bike, it only had one problem, and the problem was the price tag was $30,000. And at that time, it was a little bit out of reach, because I told y'all I was a broke graduate high school student, right? So I didn't have any money to be able to go get it. And the third thing that I really wanted at that point in my life, guys, was I really wanted to move out of my parents' house. Now, I'm sure some of y'all can probably relate, right? You know, some of y'all probably get a little annoyed with your parents. Maybe it's just me, right? But I kind of was getting a little tired of the Devin, could you just? Let me give you an example. My dad would be like, hey, Devin, could you just go cut the grass, man? All right, Dad, maybe you don't understand. I am graduating from the Akron Early College High School. Last time I checked, you didn't graduate from a school like this. Or my mom saying stuff like, hey, Devin, sadly, my sister went to the same school as me, right? So I always had that big brother treatment. Devin, could you just go pick up your little sister from school, please? All right, Mom, I know you ain't doing that neither, but all right, fine, I will, you know, whatever. I kind of got tired of that, guys, so I was ready for more, man. I was ready really to get my finances together so that I could buy my own house, right? So I ended up taking the college route. I ended up attending the University of Akron. I majored in business administration. I graduated 2 years from my high school graduation date with my Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, guys. 2 years. Just like many of y'all will do the same thing. When I graduated from the University of Akron, I landed what most would call a dream job, guys. I graduated, landed a job with an enormous trucking and transportation business. They agreed to pay me $45,000 a year plus commission, and not only that, guys, this was the coolest part. This was my favorite part. They agreed to give me a brand new, mind you, I graduated in 2018. They gave me a brand new 2018 Toyota Camry SE. It was white. It had tinted windows, and man, oh man, you couldn't tell me nothing. Couldn't tell me nothing. Not only that, guys, but I was finally able, as a college graduation gift to myself, I went out and got that 2016 Harley-Davidson Street Glide that I had really desired and I wanted when I was sitting in your seats. Got a real good deal on it because I got it 2 years old. And then the third thing I was finally able to do, guys, was I was able to buy my first property. So I bought my first property at 20 years old, a few months after college graduation, before I could even have a legal drink, guys. So I was able to buy my first home. This is y'all, I'm telling y'all future. I'm telling y'all what y'all next few years is gonna look like. All this success is gonna hit you, right? So I graduated, I'm 20 years old. I graduated from the University of Akron, like I said. I land this dream job, as most people would call it, and I start working, and a couple months into my work career, life after college, I just started feeling a little funny, right? Mind you, the car in the driveway wasn't looking the same. The motorcycle wasn't riding the same. The house was cool, but the bills were starting to catch up to me. No more free rent, no more free utilities. Dad wasn't paying the phone bill no more. And I realized that that dream job that most would call it that I got, it really wasn't a dream to me. I realized a couple months into working that I really wasn't happy with what I was doing. I sort of fell into a season of depression because I'm realizing that I'm going to a job every single day that I actually really hated. I'm waking up every day, Monday through Friday, dreading going to work. Then I finally get to the weekend, and that's where you think, boom, I'll blow off all my steam. But all I could think about on the weekend was, dang, on Monday, I got to go back to this job that I hate. That's all I could think about, guys, and I knew something wasn't right? So I'm sitting on my lunch break one day at work while I was working that job that I hated. I'm sitting in that Toyota Camry in an open parking lot, probably eating some Giannino's pizza or something. And I'm just sitting there watching YouTube, right? So I sit down, and I'm watching this random YouTube video, and this guy is talking about success, and he's talking about happiness. And his definition of success was waking up every day and being happy. Now, there was one little issue with this definition of success. It didn't align with my definition of success at that time. I always thought that the moment that I finally graduated, guys, I finally got that new car. I finally got all the dream toys that I wanted, filled up the garage. I finally got my own house. I thought that that was success. But what I truly realized in that moment was I had all that stuff, but I wasn't happy, right? So at this moment, this is when I asked myself the $1 million question. The $1 million question is, what do you want out of your life? I'm going to say it one more time. What do you, not your parents, not your teachers, not this crazy world of social media that we live in, what do you personally want out of your life? When I asked myself this question, my answer was very simple, guys. My answer was super simple. It was almost too simple, to be honest. I really just wanted to be happy, guys. I wanted to be happy. I didn't really want to clap, but, since it's there. And guys, I wanted to be happy. And as simple as that sounded, then the question got deeper. Okay, Devin, what makes you happy? What's going to make you happy waking up and doing? So I decided two things at that point that I wanted to do that was going to change my situation, right? Because I knew I couldn't stay at that job that I was miserable in because it was making me unhappy, right? And then I also, at that job, I didn't really feel like I was living my purpose, right? I didn't really feel like I was helping anybody, and I didn't really feel like I was doing what I was called on this earth to do. So I decided in that very moment, I said, you know what? I got to chase my dream life. I got to change the industry that I'm working in, number one. And then number two is I have to start educating and inspiring people and just living out my purpose, right? So I did two things. I decided that I was going to change the job, and then I started a YouTube channel in which I could start basically showing my journey because I knew that if I could share my journey with somebody, it hopefully would help somebody else's journey along the way. So that's what I did. So in that very moment, I had my goals, right? I had two goals. I was going to get out of that job, and I was going to start inspiring people. Next up, I realized that in order to accomplish new goals, I had to get around some different people. Most of my weeks, like I told you guys, was being spent at a job that I hated. Monday through Friday, I was at a job around other people who also hated their job. We were losing, y'all. I was Monday through Friday around people who were losing just like I was losing, and I was trying to win. And when I looked outside my job at some of my friends, I realized that I didn't have a bunch of successful people around me, right? I didn't have a bunch of people who were happy, waking up, living their dreams every day. So I ended up doing something that many of you should do the same. I ended up turning to books. I started reading a lot. Books that weren't required by my teachers, right? I ain't had no teachers at this point. It was like, you know what, I'm choosing to do this. So I started reading books. I started listening to podcasts, guys. I started listening to success stories on a regular basis. And then I started watching a bunch of different YouTube channels. The cool thing about the life that we live now is we live in the information age. So we have access to all the information we could ever dream of, right? So I tapped into it, and I started tapping into it. I started learning new things, right? And I started thinking different. And even my family, some of them were saying I was walking a little different, and I'm like, I don't know what you mean by that, but okay. But I was thinking different, guys, and I had learned something so valuable, and it changed my life. I learned that in order to get out that job that I hated, I could buy something called a duplex. Now, a duplex is basically two houses smashed together, right? Everybody heard of a duplex in here? So I could live in one side. I could rent out the other side of the duplex, right? And that duplex, the other side of the duplex would enable to pay for the whole duplex. So the other side would pay for the whole property. So if I was able to do that, I could finally move out of that house I had bought. I could rent that house out, the original house that I bought, so that would pay for my expensive Harley, because Lord knows I did not want to sell that, y'all. I wasn't selling that bike. I was going to figure it out. You know, I was going to figure it out. I didn't want to sell that. So that's what I did. We bought a duplex, and that's what it was. Now, I wish the story was as simple as that, like the next day we just bought a duplex, but it didn't happen like that, guys. I had to do some things, right? So in order to get to that, I had to do something that was kind of difficult. Once I was learning these new things and I decided that that was going to free me out of that job, I had to get around, like I said, different people, but I still had a lot of them same people around me from before. You know, I wasn't like Drake. I ain't say no new friends, no new friends, no new friends, no. I ain't cut everybody off like that. I wasn't doing that, right? I was still going to kick it with my old friends, but I was still learning new things too, right? So as I'm going after this new goal, right, because I'm like, I'm going to be free if I'm able to do this. This is, of course, when all my friends start liking to eat at expensive restaurants. Everybody blowing their money. Dave, you coming out with us? I can't spend $100 on no meal tonight, y'all. I'm trying to save for this duplex. I'm also trying to get my credit together. All my friends at this point going out and getting real expensive cars. Dev, when you gonna get yours? Man, I gotta look the other way, man. That ride is legendary, but I'm trying to buy this duplex because I'm working at this job that I hate, that I gotta get out of. And the only way I'm gonna get out of it is if I'm able to buy this duplex, and I gotta get my credit together, I gotta get my money saved up, and I ain't gonna do that hanging around y'all, man. So I gotta chill. So while all my friends were out doing this, I had to stay focused. I had to have that laser vision. I knew what I was going after, right? So I couldn't follow the crowd. Once I got my money together and I got my credit together, this is when things got real interesting. And this is something that all of you can relate to. I started looking, right? We started the search, and we were probably looking at a couple properties a week, probably a couple months, right? We're looking at a couple properties a week. We're placing offers on some. If you know anything about the housing market right now, it's very competitive, right? So you place offers on properties, and just because you place an offer and you like something don't mean you're going to get it. It's not like when you go to a car dealership, ooh, I want that one, and you get it. You can go to several houses and be like, I want that one, and not get none of them, right? So I'm placing offers, and we probably placed about 3 to 4 offers. And guys, we didn't get any of them. Now, mind you, I'm still working this job that I hate, y'all. I had did everything right. I went to the Akron Early College High School. I graduated from high school with my associate degree, y'all. I went to the University of Akron like everybody told me to. I graduated in 2 years. I had did everything right, guys. I landed that dream job. It didn't end up being my dream job, but I landed the dream job, though. And, guys, I found myself in this place where I'm like, I'm unhappy, and now I'm finally doing all the steps to get out of this situation that I put myself in, and I can't get a duplex under contract, guys. I can't get anybody to sell me their property. So at this point, guys, to be honest, I wanted to give up. I just wanted to say, you know what? Maybe this is what life has came to. Maybe this is what life as an adult is. You wake up, you go to a job you don't like, you try to live until the weekend, and then you enjoy your 2 days of freedom, and then you go back to work, right? But I couldn't do that, guys. I couldn't give up because I knew that there was more to my life. I knew that I had a lot more to give, and I knew that it was people that needed me out there, and if I would have gave up, what about them, right? So I didn't give up, guys, and I kept pushing. I controlled my mind. A real hack to my life, guys, one of the reasons I'm so successful is because I think very positively. I am a very positive thinker. It can be some ugly situations. To be honest, it's a lot of ugly situations in my week. Yesterday, I got pulled over. That was an ugly situation. Real ugly, to be honest. But at the end of the day, you have to always remain positive in every situation that you're in. I stayed positive even though I kept getting declined trying to buy this property. And eventually, one evening, I got home from that job that I hated, and I get a call from my realtor at the time. And she said, "Hey, Devin, I think we found your property." And I said, "Where is it?" And she said, "It's actually right around the corner from the first property you bought." And I said, "What?" I ain't never hung up the phone that fast. I slammed that phone. I said, babe. I said, "Babe, we got to go ride past this property right now. This could be the one. This could be the one." Y'all, we rolled past that property, and within 2 months, we were moved into that property. I had quit that crazy job that I hated, and I was finally on the path to finding my happiness, right? Now, 2 years later, or about 3 years later, now we're 3 years later. That was about 3 years ago since I left that job, and here we are. I now work full-time, right, in the real estate industry. I told you I wanted to switch industries. I now work full-time in the real estate industry for a real estate title and escrow company. Now, I had several people tell me that I was crazy. They said, "Devin, you are never going to make as much money as you make it right now. If you leave this job, you're crazy." This year, I'm on track to make about double what I made my last year working for that trucking and transportation business just from my job alone, right? Number two, my wife and I, since we bought the duplex, we kind of got addicted, to be honest, when we bought the duplex to buying properties. We now own 7 properties that bring us in as much money every month as that crazy job that I quit that I hated. So we own a fleet, a fleet is a fleet of cars. We own a bunch of properties at this point. We own properties that, to be honest, make more than most people in my family make working Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, right? Just because we decided to believe in ourselves and we kept pushing, and I decided that instead of doing what most people do and give up on their dreams, I decided that no, I wasn't gonna give up, and I'm gonna chase my happiness, right? And then not only that, guys, the third thing, which is something that I'm so proud about, guys, is I have a YouTube channel in which I've been blessed to reach over 2 million people over these past 2 years with, and I've gotten so many messages from people, so many DMs from people telling me like, "Dev, watching your YouTube channel, man, has had me thinking about going back to church." Or, "Dev, watching your YouTube channel has got me interested in reading some of them books that you talked about that was able to change your life," right? So, guys, I came here today to ask you one simple question, right? And that simple question is, what do you want out of your life? I live by 5 principles, guys. I set the goal, right? The goal comes from answering that question, what you want out of your life, right? So I told y'all I wanted to leave that crazy job. I wanted to switch industries, and I wanted to be able to educate and inspire people. That was my goal. You got to decide your goal. What I love about goals is they give us some direction, guys. They give us focus, right? Once you have that goal, you got to get around people who are going to help you get to those goals. If you're looking at all your friends and none of them is looking like they're going to help you get to where you're trying to go, you might need some new friends, right? At the end of the day, that's just common sense. So don't be afraid to branch out. Like I told y'all, in my life, I didn't have a lot of people super successful all around me. That's just what it is. To be honest, I still don't have a lot of people super successful around me, waking up every day, living the life of their dreams and happy, right? So I turned to books, I turned to podcasts, and I turned to YouTube channels, in which all 3 of those can be free, right? There's no excuse. Number 3 is I always remain positive. Everything that I got going on in my life right now started off super small. We started off with 1 property, bringing us in $0 every month. It was taking $470 out of our pocket every month because we were living in it. Now we own 7 properties that bring us in several $1,000s a month after all expenses are paid, right? I started off with 0 YouTube subscribers. Everybody likes to pretend like we're gonna post 1 piece of content and we all gonna get famous and we all gonna be able to go make an OnlyFans, make $55 million. That's not true, guys. You gonna start off with 0. You gonna look like a complete idiot. I remember when I started my YouTube channel, people was laughing at me. They was like, "Who this dude think he is?" And I was like, "Man, I'm just trying to educate and inspire people." Yeah, okay. Now, we reached over 2 million views over the past 2 years, guys. That's saying something. That's a lot of people, guys. That's a lot of people, but we got there by controlling our mind and staying positive. You gotta use your mind to your advantage. Number 4, you're not gonna get there following the crowd. I remember there were so many of my classmates when I was graduating from the Akron Early College High School that decided that they were too good to take the Innovation Generation Scholarship, right? They were like, you know what? I'm leaving Akron. I'm done with Akron. I've been here for 4 years. That probably sounds like some of y'all, right? I've been here for 4 years. I'm out of here. I'm going to the school. All my friends going to at my other school. We all going here. We going to party. We going to live it up. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. So I decided to get the same level of education at Akron and take my Innovation Generation Scholarship that was free. My wife ended up staying local and taking her free money as well. Now those same classmates who decided that they wanted to branch out and go experience other schools just because they thought they were too good for Akron are now making payments to the U.S. Student Loan Department, paying back their student loans, while my wife and I, we take our $500 each every month. We stack it up for 12 months, $500 each, that's $1,000. 12 months, that's $12,000. We put that down on an investment property and make $500 a month for the rest of our lives, right? Then we can pass that down to our heirs, and that's gonna make $500 a month. While my classmate who was too good will just be spending their life making student loan payments, right? And number 5, guys, number 5 is so important, and number 5 is something that you all can relate to. Number 5 is don't give up. One of the things I loved about the Akron Early College program is it built toughness for me, and it built toughness for you. Akron Early College has this way of showing you that, man, you be wanting to give up. It got so hard sometimes, guys. Everybody in this room can relate that's graduating today. It got so hard, and the tough thing about it is when you went home, nobody understood how hard it was. Your other friends from other schools didn't understand how hard it was. Nobody knew what you meant when you said, guys, I'm struggling. This is so difficult. Nobody cared, quite frankly. And that's what I realized in every other journey of my life. When nobody was watching my YouTube channel, nobody cared. When I didn't have the money for the down payment on that duplex, nobody cared. But Akron Early College taught me that toughness, that you know what? Nobody cared then, and I got through it. So if nobody cares now, I'm going to continue to push through it, right? I'll tell y'all one quick story, and I'm out of here. I had a situation, right? On Sunday, actually, this past Sunday. I walked into church, right? And there's this guy who reached out to me. He had saw some of my YouTube videos, right? And he had reached out to me a couple years ago, and he was like, Dev, you don't know me, I'm a stranger, but, seeing your YouTube channel has really inspired me. Mind you, this guy's like twice my age, he's like 50. Come to find out, he rode motorcycles. So the next year, he linked up with me. We actually had a ride together. He's telling me about his life, guys. He's telling me he was in a situation about 15 years ago that he wasn't happy, and that he was thinking about taking his life on the Y Bridge here in Akron because he wasn't happy, and he had turned his life around, thank God. And he was just looking for positive outlets, and he had found one through my YouTube channel. So he was like, dude, just keep doing what you're doing. Even if nobody tell you, you are changing lives out here just from you being you. Just keep doing what you're doing, right? So long story short, last year, he had reached out. He was like, hey, Dev, I know you and your wife, y'all buy the rental properties, right? People reach out all the time asking if we have rental properties available. And he reached out, and he said, hey, my wife and I were looking for a rental property locally. And mind you, I told you, this guy's twice my age, right? He's coming to me for a property. And he said, hey, we're looking to rent a property. We have great credit. We have great income. We got a little money saved up for your earnest or for your security deposit. And, we want to rent a property from you. And I said, Steve, to be honest, you better off just getting your own property, man. You could do your own thing, and you could buy your own property and be your own boss, right? You ain't got to come to me. And he was like, to be honest, man, I ain't trying to do all that. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll let you know if I have anything come up, but for now, I don't have nothing. He called me about a month later, guys, and he said from watching my YouTube channel, he decided that he was going to buy a property himself from all the knowledge that I had dropped, guys. Whatever you do in your life, guys, do not give up, because you never know who is using the gift that you are putting out there in the world. Every day that you don't use the gift that you have been given, guys, you are stealing from the people who need your gift the most. So never, ever, ever, guys, never, ever, ever give up. Always remember, ask yourself that $1 million question. What do I want out of my life? Follow those 5 keys and go get it. Congratulations, seniors, and thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Mr. Devin Clark. Very inspirational. I will now call to the stage Superintendent of Akron Public Schools, Mrs. Christine Fowler-Mack. Welcome, Superintendent.
Thank you, Principal O'Neill, and good evening to each and every one of you. Good evening, members of our Board of Education, colleagues in administration who are here, faculty here, class, family, and friends. And most importantly, good evening to the class of 2022. Are you all tired of hearing that yet? I'm really excited to be with you. Actually, this is my first graduation as superintendent of the Akron Public Schools, and I get to celebrate it with you. So you will forever be a special class in my heart. This evening, as I look out on so many of the smiling and happy faces who are gathered here today, the young men and women who are all ready to greet their future, knowing that your possibilities are limitless. You are prepared and ready to move on beyond early college, high school. So please know that. It is indeed gratifying to see that you've matured and become proficient in your studies, and now you're ready to tackle all of the opportunities that lie before you. Your educational journey started in life with the small, tentative steps of being a kindergartner. Can you remember back then? Now you possess the pride and confidence of a high school and early college graduate. It has been an honor and a privilege for all of us throughout the Akron Public Schools to be a part of your journey, a journey filled with wonderful memories for all of those who have supported you and believed in you throughout your education. This is a very, very special school within the Akron Public School Districts. I know you know that already. And I must thank, then, our gifted and talented teachers who have helped you discover your abilities and develop inquiring minds. I assure you that although you are moving beyond high school, those same faculty members are going to be rooting for you and expecting you to give your best every day, and I'm sure they will stand poised to support you. Your coaches, your counselors, also your advisors, they've nurtured you outside of the classroom through lessons, competitions, sportsmanship, and a lot of compassion. Again, there are countless individuals throughout our school system and throughout this city who are really rooting you on and are here to support you beyond your days of high school. Then, of course, there are your friends who surround you. I do hope you take the time to soak it all in, that you look in their eyes and really thank them for the friendships that you've formed in these pre-graduation days. Continue to nurture those friendships and carry them forward as you also encounter and add new people into your lives, because these are very, very special people who will always be a part of your family. There are so many facets to the wonderful memories you have collected along the way, and so many challenges and opportunities ahead. You are about to leave the comfort zone of having adults really kind of guide you with each and every step. Know that you're ready, that you're prepared, and we have every confidence you'll be making really good decisions, solving problems, and deciding which road to travel. It sounds exciting, and it will be. It also will have its challenges. Just remember to get back up and keep moving when you face any of those challenges. They will give you the strength and courage to get better and better as your life moves on. Have faith in yourself and the unique individual that you are. Please keep in touch with us here in the Akron Public Schools, and know that whenever you need, if you need guidance, if you need an encouraging word, you can always call the school, you can always just call the district office, and know that there are people who really care deeply about your success and will always lend a hand. We are forever family in the Akron Public Schools. Congratulations, each and every one of you.
I would like to now call Jovana Juric to the stage to address the class.
The graduating class of 2022 seems weird to say, doesn't it? Just a few months ago, we were entering the last year of high school. Just 4 years ago, we were entering these doors. Well, not these doors, but the doors to AEC. We have been counting down the seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, and years for this day to finally come. Now that it has, I don't know if I should feel ecstatic or miserable. Graduating just means that in a few years, we'll be considered old by elementary school children, and if you've ever been around them, they really are mean. Graduating is a very big stepping stone, whether you see it as one or not. Our door to the future is now open, and it is up to us if we will walk through it. Once we enter, we will be hit with unexpected problems and challenges, but most importantly, they'll have positive outcomes. Each step we'll take, we'll realize how important our goal is, that some might even run instead of walk. You as an individual have to have grit and determination to achieve your goals and prove everyone that doubted you wrong. Plus, do you really want to disappoint your family and never hear the end of it? That's what I thought. No one really wants to disappoint their family, even if some of us already have. Right, Mom and Dad? I'm just kidding. And as Mr. Kanatse would say, moving on. These last 4 years have been nothing but exciting, overwhelming, and dreadful. The first day of school is where this long yet short journey began. Complaining about walking from Polsky to up campus, especially when APS schools got the day off, but we had to follow the University of Akron schedule. Getting competitive at the lock and dodgeball tournaments, showing off our best dance moves at formal, and our favorite, complaining instead of doing our work. I think we should give a round of applause to ourselves for being the most attractive, athletic, and intelligent graduating class at AEC. I mean, if we were to name some of our achievements, the first one would be winning the class competition as sophomores. The next one would be having the largest graduating class. And finally, coming back and rebuilding our connections since our 2-week spring break turned out to be a lot longer than we expected. A year and a half longer. Who knew that we'd have a pandemic before the teachers got my name right? Don't worry, I think they know it by now. At least I hope. If not, my sister will have a fun time being referred to as me. We faced some big challenges that were thrown our way. I mean, a huge part of our high school career was COVID-19. Pots, damn it. Sorry, Mr. O'Neill, forgive me for not saying it with enough emphasis. We were faced with challenges in college classes when some of us were taking public speaking, English comp, and Miss Chaplin's English class. Shout out to Olivia for surviving. Even trying to understand how to do the lizard project for Miss Andrews. We can't forget when Miss Keaton would make us redo our essays because we weren't in middle school anymore. But we also had interesting moments, to say the least. The moments in Mr. Milo's class when he'd casually pull out his ukulele, when Senora thought that having pop quizzes was funny, Ms. Berger sending scholarship emails in all caps, hopefully you applied, the small yet fun experiments in Mr. Hendrick's class, yelling Mr. O'Neill when both of them were in the same room to see who would respond, Mr. Martin's jokes and humor, chilling with Tori and Coach on the 3rd floor, but on a serious note, Mr. Scott's guidance as well as finding opportunities for us. Although we haven't had Miss Needham in class and we haven't known Miss Catran, Mr. Berger, and Miss Schoenfeld for a long time, on behalf of the class, we thank you. We can all say that a lot of things have changed since freshman year, from our interests to more pressure being put on us to losing our fellow classmates. We started out as a class of 113 students and are graduating with 102 students. Some might say that it's a small class, but what can we say? We are small and mighty. Although we've lost some students along the way, we as individuals still made it. I hope you will all thank your parents for forcing you to attend AEC, because I bet if you were in a different school right now, you would regret not going here. Also, don't forget to brag about where you went, because I know we all brag about ourselves, so this is just a little spice to add to the pot. Honestly, in the real world, no one will care what school you went to, what rank you were in high school, if you were popular, or if you were the most attractive. So you hear that, Kylie and Roman? Most people care about who you start to become during and after college. From this day forward, you as an individual will leave a legacy and will start to build a new one. But remember what kind of legacy you'll be leaving behind. Remember you will continue to make a new one. It's already too late to ask the question, how will I remember in high school? But ask yourself that question in a few years, and hopefully you'll have an answer. Soon we will take our tassels and move them to the left, indicating the start of our future. We've all been on the same path for the last 4 years, but as each one of us starts to pave our own road, we will watch each other embark on our journey. Being a part of this graduating class has had its moments, but I do not regret any of it. Getting to know you all has made me realize and learn a lot about myself. I hope that when you leave today, that not only do you go celebrate with some ice cream, but I want you to remember everyone who has impacted your life for the better. My fellow classmates, this will be the last time we are all in the same room together, so please take a moment to look to your left and your right and appreciate those who have made your last 4 years fun. I hope that you remember some of these faces when you are giving your appreciation speech on TV. Before I end the speech, I want to leave you with something to think about. Tom McGlosey once said, "You will never have more energy, enthusiasm, hair, or brain cells than you do today." As the panel said the other day, we are still young. Don't stress over the littlest of things. Go and party, but safely. I would like to thank you all for a wonderful 4 years. I can't wait to see everyone posting and bragging about their achievements on social media. Good luck with your future endeavors. It was an honor to be part of the class of 2022 and to be able to meet all of you.
AE. AE. Where's my alumni out there? You say it too. AE. All right. You know, I know sometimes when I come out in the atrium and I say that, and some of you guys, CHS? And you kind of laugh, Mr. O'Neill, because I get so into it. But you got to understand, I got a lot of pride in this school. I have a lot of pride. And when you guys say it the way you mean it, that makes me proud. And tonight, I'm very proud as your principal. I want to welcome our graduates, their families, APS and UA representatives, and early college staff members. We've all come here tonight to celebrate and recognize the achievements of the class of 2022. Seniors, I know that every graduation speaker across the country will discuss the pandemic and how it affected you and your education. Although I like to be different, unfortunately, I don't think I can get through this speech without doing the same. But I'm still going to make it a little different. It did impact an entire year and a half of your high school experience, and there is just no way of getting around that. However, I don't want that to be the focus of this speech, because there is much more to your early college high school experience than a world pandemic. And even though it posed a great challenge, one which you all had to overcome to get where you are now, I'm quite confident that you would have excelled with or without that pandemic. After all, this class had many, many accomplishments. You had the largest number of students ever to earn the IGS scholarship, 71 to be exact. You had the largest number of valedictorians among all Akron Early College High School graduates, 38 to be exact. You are officially the largest class to graduate from Akron Early College High School, with 102 graduating seniors to be exact. And last but not least, and I say it proudly, you posted the largest number of sticky notes in my office ever. 6,537 to be exact. I could go on and on about your accomplishments, but there are too many to number. And yet, when I reflect on this class, it won't be those accomplishments I remember, except maybe the sticky notes. Don't get me wrong, I don't mean to downplay those accomplishments. Those are all wonderful accomplishments. but they don't define you and they won't be what I remember. What I will remember is your kindness and your perseverance. I'll remember those long, dark days in the COVID winter of 2020 and 2021, when the highlight of my week was seeing you all in my junior seminar class. That was a tough time for me as well as it was for you. The Polsky building was a quiet and lonely place. Just seeing all of your faces and some of your foreheads once a week helped me more than you will know. Thank you, class of 2022. I'll remember your smiles, your questions, your thoughtful responses, your willingness to stay positive despite circumstances you faced. I'll remember watching you grow and mature from shy and quiet adolescence, breaking away from the cocoon of middle school, to confident and accomplished young men and women, ready to take on the world and all the challenges posed by it. I'll remember your kindness towards me, your kindness towards the staff, and your kindness towards other students. I'll remember your hellos and your goodbyes, and your, quote, "I'm tired, Mr. O'Neill," unquote, and your sighs. I'll remember how you continued the great legacy of our great school with your grit and your hard work. I'll remember how the world gave you lemons in March of 2020, and how you turned those lemons into the sweetest lemonade here now in May of 2022. I remember a lot about this class, and I am certain of, and I'm also certain that I'll miss you. We will miss you, the entire staff. Class of 2022, you've had a long journey, and you truly have endured. But you are not alone in this effort. At Akron Early College High School, we talk a lot about teamwork, and it was this teamwork that helped you endure. This team included supportive and nurturing families, a hardworking and dedicated staff, and the guidance and tireless efforts of Mrs. Berger, your senior counselor, and your University of Akron advisor, Mrs. Jenny Austin. As early college students, you not only display characteristics of hard work and dedication, you also stand out for the gratitude you show towards others. Seniors, at this time, can you stand, turn, and face your parents, your families, and your teachers? Parents and guardians, this has been a long journey for you as well as your children. Thank you for your trust and support over these past 4 years. Your children could have not done this without you. Can you please stand and be recognized by your sons and daughters? Akron Early College High School staff, you work tirelessly to prepare our students for the rigors you know they will face in their college classes. Your hard work and professionalism define our program. Our students are very fortunate to have had you teaching them, guiding them, and mentoring them these past 4 years. Early college staff, can you please stand and be recognized by your students? You may all be seated. Okay, seniors, I'm almost finished. I know you want those diplomas. You have heard me ramble on for 4 years in class meetings, in my office, in the hallways of Polsky, in junior seminar, and you all know that I like to talk a lot, but my time is quickly running out. But I've got one more thing I want to convey, one more bit of advice that I want to share with you before we go our separate ways. It comes from something we read the very first week of junior seminar last year, and most of you have probably forgotten it, but it is one of my favorites. It is called Attitude, and it reads like this: the longer I live, the more I realize the impact of attitude on life. Attitude to me is more important than facts. It is more important than the past, than education, than money, than circumstances, than failures, than successes, than what other people think, say, or do. It is more important than appearance, giftedness, or skill. It will make or break a company, a church, a home. The remarkable thing is we have a choice every day regarding the attitude we embrace for that day. We cannot change our past. We cannot change the fact that people will act in a certain way. We cannot change the inevitable. The only thing we can do is play on the one string we have, and that is our attitude. I am convinced that life is 10% of what happens to me and 90% of how I react to it. And so it is with you. We are in charge of our attitudes. By Charles Swindoll. Class of 2022, as I leave you here, many of you will continue your college education. Some of you are going into the workforce, and one of you is entering the military. All of you, go from here and do good things. Be a risk taker, not an excuse maker. Be a worker, not a whiner. And as I always say, try to be a SpongeBob and not a Squidward. Wherever life leads you, it is how you react to the circumstances you will inevitably encounter that will ultimately define your success. I've always said that early college kids are the toughest kids in Summit County. And when I say that, I'm not just saying it, I mean it. And I say it with pride. I'd put you kids up against anybody. I know I sound like a coach here, but you guys know that's how I am. Can't get the coach out of me. Earning your high school diploma while navigating college classes in the middle of a world pandemic and trying to navigate online classes, I would say is a pretty tough task. But you all did it, and you're sitting here tonight. I am very proud of each and every one of you. You have done what a lot of your peers across the city and the county and the state couldn't or wouldn't do. And I think it is safe to say that not only me, but every single one of us here tonight are so very proud of you. Congratulations, class of 2022. At this time, I would like to introduce Mr. Derek Hall from the Akron Board of Education. Mr. Derek Hall, I do hereby certify that the students participating in these commencement exercises have successfully met the standards for graduation as required by the Akron Board of Education and the state of Ohio. Mr. Hall, I present to you the Akron Early College High School class of 2022.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate that. So just a quick factoid here before I get started. Coach O'Neill was actually my freshman football coach a long time ago. No, he's not that old. He started teaching when he was 7. Okay. All right. So, Coach, it's definitely good to see you again. And I see that he's still inspiring all of you. So let me say greetings and salutations. First to Superintendent Christine Fowler-Mack, Campus Principal Tom O'Neill, and to all of the faculty and staff of Akron Early College, thank you for everything you do on behalf of the children and families we serve at Akron Public Schools. Your continued and ongoing dedication to our mission, especially in these difficult times, is obvious and appreciated. Please know that your collective efforts have never, for a moment, gone unnoticed. It is these collective efforts that have powered our students and allowed them to reach this momentous milestone. My name is Derek Hall, and I am the Vice President of the Akron Public Schools Board of Education. On behalf of our board, including Board President Dr. Akbar, Bruce Alexander, Joe Perry, Carla Jackson, Valerie McKittrick, and Dinah Autry, I want to welcome all of the students, parents, families, and friends to our ceremony. And to the Akron Early College graduating class of 2022, congratulations on your outstanding achievements. As an APS graduate, it is an honor to be asked to address this year's graduating class. I hope you know how much it means to me to be able to share this moment with you and to offer you what I hope you will take as a spirited challenge as you take your first steps into the rest of your lives. Taking those first steps as both Akron Early College alumni and graduates of the Akron Public Schools. Now, I have spent a significant amount of time over the last several weeks trying to come up with something profound to say and or to share with you. That pressure has also been increased in light of these tumultuous times. Now, I don't want to be overly philosophical simply for the sake of wanting to sound smart. Rather, I would prefer to challenge you to consider 3 practical pieces of advice. Number 1, don't know what you don't know what you know. And I'm gonna look at all of you as I'm saying all this. Don't know what you don't know what you know. It is rare that any one of us get through a day knowing the answer to every single question that is thrown our way. Our credibility in life depends on our ability to simply say, I don't know. It is difficult to succeed in any environment, home, work, school, etc., when people believe that you will make up facts or give them wrong information rather than say, I don't know. So if you don't hear yourself say, I don't know at least once a day, then I suggest you check yourself. It's okay to say, I don't know, especially when it's followed up by, but I can go look up the answer and get back with you. Remember, credibility is important because it is the foundation of trust. Number 2, never stop, never stopping. I borrowed this from a recent film, but the point is important. Graduating from high school is a significant achievement. I'll say it again. It is a significant achievement. But, and let me underscore this, do not let this be the peak of your existence. I'll say it again. Don't let high school graduation be the peak of your existence. You all have a wide range of talents. Do something with those talents. Whether you pursue a trade, start your own business, choose to serve your country, or attend college, never stop, never stopping. In time, you will come to know people who will swear, not swear, but swear that high school was the peak of their existence. Don't be that person. I'm sure that there are people in the room tonight that can tell you that they know people who still talk about high school and how it was so fabulous and how they were so awesome and so great, but they haven't done anything afterwards, okay? So don't be that person. When you figure that the average person lives to be in their mid-70s, peaking by age 17, 18, or 19 still leaves a lot of life to live. So never stop, never stopping. Strive for excellence all of your days. And finally, that third piece of practical advice. Understand that failure is oftentimes a necessary step or part of achieving success. Now, we've heard from Devin Clark tonight about success, and let me just add one thought to that. When I say success, I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about pursuing that which you are most passionate about. And sometimes it takes time to get to that point. In my own life, I have truthfully failed as much as I have succeeded. I'll say that again. In my own life, I have failed with a capital F as often as I have succeeded. It wasn't the failure that threatened to finish me off. It was the inability to evolve or learn from those failures and mistakes so that I could and would be smarter, better, and wiser as I moved forward. Now, I could give you countless examples of athletes, inventors, actors, actresses, singers, gamers, soldiers, carpenters, engineers, teachers, real estate investors, guidance counselors, and principals, all successful people that failed multiple times on their way to achieving success in life. Michael Jordan from The Last Dance. The GOAT took 7 years to win his first title. Alexander Graham Bell. Do you really think he invented the telephone on his first attempt? Thomas Edison. Do you think he really invented the first widely used light bulb on his first try? History is full of examples of successful people who first had to fail, and fail a lot, in their ultimate journey towards success. So don't be afraid to fail. It's a natural part of life. Just make sure to learn and evolve after each mistake so that you are always the better person moving forward. Class of 2022, know that we are proud of you and everything that you have achieved. Know that as you proceed through life, you will always be a part of the Akron Public Schools family, no longer as students, but as proud alumni. Thank you again to all of the parents, grandparents, family members, guardians, and friends that have joined us for this ceremony in honor of your graduates. Thank you for trusting us with your children and for being their biggest champions. We know how proud you must be of your graduates. In closing, class of 2022, you have all come so far and achieved so much. But remember, this is not the end. This is the opportunity to begin again. While these are challenging times, I have the utmost confidence that you will find your way. Remember to say, I don't know, at least once a day. It will keep you humble. Set short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals for yourselves. And remember that failure is often a necessary step towards achieving success. So have the courage to stay the course. Ad astra per aspera, it is through hardships that we reach the stars. Thank you, congratulations, and go Fighting Wallaroos.
So I don't like to brag, but I think I have the best part of the ceremony, so I'm glad it's my turn. So, good evening, everyone. We have heard a lot of wonderful speeches tonight, and I hope you all listened and soaked in all of their wisdom. And before I start, I just want to say a few words to our seniors. You are amazing. You have overcome obstacles, survived a pandemic, exceeded in online learning, exceeded in face-to-face learning, came back to a senior year with masks, then without masks, rekindled old friendships and made new ones, and here you are today, sitting with 101 of your classmates, friends, some of you even best friends, your family and your teachers. Everyone here had an impact on you in one way or the other. I am here to tell you to take a moment in the next few days to reflect. Reflect on the friendships, strengths, supports, and even reflect on your struggles, because those things are what got you here tonight. In February, we did a lesson in seminar, you probably don't remember it, so I'll remind you, where I had you choose a focus word, and you probably don't remember your focus word, so I'll remind you. I want you to think about your focus word as I say them, and your word may have changed since February, but I hope you take time once again to think about your focus, find your strength, and continue with your head held high. Keep your mind open to everything that is to come. So here are your words. Breathe, discipline, stability, purpose, persevere, recovery, motivation, happiness, balance, self-care, overcome, time management, determination, preparedness, survive, patience, no worries, vulnerability, success, organized, maturity, mindfulness, outgoing, resilience, resolve, failure, action, fulfilling experiences, helping others, feeling good, positive mindset, confidence, believe, productivity, self-awareness, reconnect, persist, communication, consistency, win, acceptance, inspire, composure, fun, focus, self-values, pride, peace, explore, grace, finish, and faith. I am amazed by all of you each and every day and will continue to be proud of each and every one of you as you continue your journey after high school and into your next step. Congratulations, class of 2022. I am forever and always proud of you. To my guests, we would like to continue the standing tradition of holding a respectful and dignified ceremony to honor the seniors. It is an emotional night for all of us. The journey for each of these students has been a long one. Some of these young men and women only have a few here to share in their journey, and some others may have 15 or more. But regardless of how many supporters are here tonight, each student deserves the same amount of praise. Each of you have come here tonight to hear one or maybe more names as they walk across this stage and become graduates of Akron Early College High School. Please be respectful to each other as you each deserve to hear the name of your student. You'll be given the opportunity to applaud and share your emotions at the end of each section, and it's only 20 students, so I know you can do it. Again, we like to continue our tradition, and I thank you in advance for this cooperation. And without further ado, I will now acknowledge each of these well-deserving seniors of the class of 2022. Section 1, please stand. Razan Omar Abdelkader. That didn't last very long, did it? The seniors told me it wouldn't. Joshe Tayshana Dolores Ackles. Demaya Rene Banks. Emma Rose Barna. Kylie Nicole Burnell. Oscar Bugel. Cheyenne R. Brown. Angelia Leanne Bryan. Taya Elise Carlton. Dyson Avery Carter. Isaiah Trayvon Carter. Pokoa Syke Chan. Samna Chuan. Tanaya Jean Clark. Mackenzie May Magdalene Corporal. Dominic Cameron Crozier. Daniel Kawawa Sanchez. Cameron S. Curto. Swabe Da. Taviana Lene Dawson. Please give another round of applause for these graduates. Ready? Yeah, go ahead. Section 2. Amaya Janae Dixon. Jovana Jurich. Connor J. Donahue. Dwayne Leon Dukes Jr. Jasmine Marie Eastman. Alec Scott Faulkner. Irene Garcia Cruz. Aurora Sky Garrett. Anaya Kashmir Gary. Victoria Carlissa Gary. Niraj Gatani. Sonia Gatani. Demaya Catherine Gibson. Elani Gilbert. Juan Carlos Gordillo Moreno. Dikcha Gurung. Abigail Grace Hasinski. Grace Taylor Haydu. Justin R. Head. Please give another round of applause for these graduates. Section 3. Tamia Lee Henderson. Tanea Annette Henderson. Veronica Hoff. Jonea May Holmes. Michael Phoebe Hulse. Devin M. Hewig. Alexis K. Katzenmeyer. Chua Lee. Peldon Lepcha. Kia Lore. Louis Luong. Anthony Michael Lupo. Andrew William Magans. Lauren Nicole Manley. Alasia Damani Mays. Josiah Michael Justin McCann. Arlissa LaRose Cherie McCullough. Deja Janae Meekins. Lawrence Arnett Meredith II. Damian Lamont Merriweather Jr. Please give another round of applause for these graduates. Section 4. Yaladar K. Me. Paige Majalyn Mitchell. Taylor N. Murphy. Devion Marshall Murray. Olivia Faith Nash. Casey J. Knopfsinger. Korn Kanee Norn. Caitlin Marie Peters. Trenton A. Pierce. Ariana Elisa Portis. Ranjan Rai. Justina Rakuti. Salam Nader Saeed. Ashmita Sinyasi. Janae S. Shafudge. Ayla Shea. Summer Jewel Silcox. Breasia LaQuise Smith. Sajan Sowen. Lacey Lynn Somerville. Please give a round of applause for these graduates. All right, section 5. Troy Sean M. Starks. Julia Suba. Rosina Suba. Roman Tapa. Alana M. Thomas. Alyssa Mariah Thomas. Oliver Dean Thompson. Morgan Denise Tyler. Valerie G. Vang. Vargas Vang. Samara Michelle Vines. Willie Vu. Kiara N. Wade. Shakaya Janae Weems. Chloe R. White. Cherish Marie Woods. Tasia Woodson. Alexander Zong. Hayden T. Zong. Cole Michael Urich. Rosanna E. Zirkle. Please give a round of applause for these graduates. Graduates, I'm going to have you stand and do something we didn't practice, but I'll walk you through it. So graduates, please stand. Please now move your tassel from the right to the left, indicating you have graduated. And I will now call Grace Haydu to lead us in the alma mater. Seniors, you can remain standing. Graduates, you should remain standing. Sorry.
We have for our dear school shines high above the clouds. Opportunity comes forth in gold and blue we shout. Early college, how we love thee, you've given us away. Through our lives we will be proud that you're our alma mater.
And I will now call your class president, Damian Merriweather.
Didn't know I should bring my flower or not, but I'm bring it up anyway. I would like all the teachers, staff, and faculty to stand up really quick. Everybody that's here. I just want to say from me and from the class that you guys are very appreciated, and everything that you got instilled in you guys, you instilled in us, and we are very appreciative, and I would like everyone to give them a round of applause. You can sit down now. Well, you may be seated. It's more respectful. Hello, class of 2022, and friends and family and staff. I am so excited everyone can make it today. Graduates, we have made it. We all know challenges that came along with Akron Early College and an additional challenge brought on by COVID-19. I know this had to be a struggle for most, as it was for me as well. And because of that added on challenge, you should be even more proud of yourself for staying strong throughout our online time period. With that being said, I want you all to give yourselves a round of applause for making it through those 4 hard-earned years. When we all came to Akron Early College, we all had our doubts. Whether big or small, we experienced them and we overcame them, which is why each and every one of you is sitting in these seats today. I'm extremely excited to see everyone embrace their journeys in the near future, but I'm also sad to see everyone go. Even though we will not be able to see every second of each other's paths, one thing that we can always hold on to is our memories. Memories that reside in Akron Early College and the memories that reside in ourselves. Hold them into your hearts. Cherish them so you will always go back on them and reminisce about the fun days of high school. For every path that everyone goes into, I want you all to make a mental vision board that I'm going to give you a few things to put inside. A little starter kit, if you want to call it that. The first one is your worth. Never let anyone tell you that you are not enough. Everyone in this room is more than capable to strive and be excellent in anything they want to do. The second is your dreams. There will be times in your life where you feel you might want to give up, but just remember the goals and dreams you set for yourself. To remain strong and confident, to bravely push through those thoughts and fears. And last but not least is love. Remember to take care of yourself outside of your professions. Love your career and remember to love around you. Know that the important people around you are there for you when you ever need anything. Keep them close throughout your journey because they want you to succeed almost as much as you. And I say almost because no one should ever want something more than yourself. Love who you are and love what you do. Remember, you are all unique in so many different ways. Not many people can say they went to high school and attended college at the same time, so remember that accomplishment as well. If you ever have to remind yourself of the amazing things you are capable, if you can, I want you all to stand and repeat after me. We are becoming successes. We are stars burning bright. We are accomplished young adults. We are Akron Early College graduates. And as a side note, never be sad because I got y'all with the 10-year anniversary and all that. Y'all know I'ma hook it up. Y'all know. And one last thing before you go. AE. Thank you. I'm sorry, whoever I hit that with.